All right, well, let's dive in. So welcome everybody once again. My name is Peter McLaughlin. I'm CEO at Sierra Interactive. Thrilled to have all of you joining us. Today's going to be a special session with a good friend and a close partner, Jason Pantana, who I'm sure you all have heard of and are aware of. But I'm going to kick the session off with a brief intro, and then we'll turn the microphone over to the star of the show. And so our focus today and over the course of this 2 webinar series is AI search. AI search is mission critical to winning in real estate going forward, which I'm sure many of you can appreciate and already realizing. More and more consumers every day are starting their search and are identifying their agent via LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, et cetera. And winning AI search is really I think, a once in a generation opportunity, similar to what we saw 25 plus years ago when Google searches engine fundamentally changed consumer behavior. And those that act today, I really believe, can create an advantage that will be hard for competitors to overcome in the subsequent years. And enabling the Sierra customers to win an AI search is a major focus for Sierra. We've seen ChatGPT leads across our Sierra customer base grow more than 10x in just the last 3 to 4 months. 20% of all organic lead gen now is coming through LLMs for Sierra customers, which is up from just 10% only a few months ago. And what's really interesting is that LLM referral traffic converts at 5 to 6x the rate of traditional organic traffic. They are high intent, they're well informed, and they tend to be well qualified. I know many people out there are trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I win an AI search? What is the playbook? There is indeed a playbook that you all can deploy that will position you to win. Create content that answers consumers' real questions, that showcases your expertise, that's structured in a way that LLMs can read and digest and cite, and do this on a reliable, consistent basis. And in my opinion, Jason Pantana is probably the most important voice in AI search in real estate. He's been building out a system, best practices, and a community around AI search well ahead of everyone else. He's ahead of the game, and his clients are seeing real results. And so this is a 2-part webinar series with Jason designed to teach you the following. Number one, what the heck is AI search? How does it work and why does it matter? Number two, what are the winners doing to get ahead right now in this critical window? And then lastly, what are the tools, systems, and strategies all of you can implement to get ahead and build out a competitive advantage that will position you to really dominate your markets in the years to come? So with that, I'm excited to introduce Jason, and I'm going to hand the reins over to him.
Peter, thank you so much for the invitation to be a part of this today. It was a great intro, and I'm flattered and honored to be a part of this group. And I know I am amongst the savviest of professionals in the space. We're going to spend the next, call it, just under an hour talking about the first half of the formula for winning AI search. Now, a couple of notes. Peter already framed this out for everybody. This is a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1, and I'll explain this again, so if this word goes over your head. Part 1 is going to be more about how do customers who are looking up real estate agents on ChatGPT find you. We're going to be focusing on that. It's more of an inbound strategy. Part 2 is going to be more of an outbound strategy. You don't want to miss next week. So when you signed up, you actually signed up for 2 webinars. I am going to give you a copy of the slides. You are going to get the recording link to watch this again if you want to. I do talk really fast and there is a lot of ground to cover, and I don't expect you to remember everything I said, but I'm going to give you everything you need to make sure that you're integrating all the important best practices, all the strategies and tactics to win AI search. I thought Peter's stats were insane, up to 20%. That's a crazy number. And I got to tell you this isn't in my script. I'm just going to say it out loud. There's a reason why I'm working on this webinar series with Peter and with Sierra. It's because Peter reached out to me. Like, they want to be the platform for agents to win the citation game in AI search, and the work they've been doing under the hood of your platform. I think if we were all in a room, I'd be saying, clap it up for Peter and the team, because what they're doing is going to make a monumental impact in terms of you generating business. This is a Goldilocks moment in time where the customer is really just eating out of the palm of ChatGPT's hand, metaphorically speaking, and believing every word it says when recommendations for agents are being made, and your website carries so much of the weight of those recommendations of whether you're visible or not. And so there's a lot of platforms in our space. I was actually kind of earlier this year, I was the one who, I think, as far as I'm aware, I called the website platforms out first, because a lot of websites, most real estate agent platform websites, were invisible to AI search. And this team right here was like the first to go after it and optimize. And to that, I say, way to go, guys. Y'all are the best. All right, let's get to work. We are talking today about winning AI search. You should be seeing my slides up on the screen. Like I mentioned, I am going to give you several QR codes at the end. One of those QR codes gives you an instant download of my slides, just in case there's something in there you want to remember or see. All of that's available to you at the end of the webinar today. And then the team's going to send you the recording of this webinar as well, in case you want to go back and watch it again because you just can't get enough of it. Whatever the reasons are, I'm all for it. My name is Jason Pantana, and I lead AI Marketing Academy. We are real estate's most actionable, most tactical AI training and AI execution platform. We have one very, very simple goal in mind. We want to help our members, rockstar real estate professionals like you, AI-fy your marketing. Not multiply AI slop. We want AI to make your marketing an extension of you. It sounds like you. It's positioned like you. It amplifies you. There's never been a tool like AI to be able to create scale for your marketing, and it's why we created this AI Marketing Academy. AI Marketing Academy exists through the lens of two different platforms. We have our Academy on the left, which is all of our trainings, tutorials, guides, prompts, AI agents. We call that the Done With You training piece of it. We launched about 19 months ago. And then about a month ago, we released a bolt-on platform called AIM Automations. It's an add-on to Academy membership. And it's not done with you, it's done for you. So effectively, the Academy has become kind of like an innovation factory where our best systems, we just automate them so that it's push button done for you, because reality check, you're all really busy and you don't have time to be testing and tinkering and trying to work out the solutions. We just want to make it easy for you. Push button easy to put AI to work in your marketing. We're focused specifically on areas of marketing like promoting your listings, like leveraging email marketing. Today, we're going to be getting into the whole SEO and AEO framework, which is answer engine optimization. That's a major part of our focus. Content creation and execution, social media, blogging. These are areas we're going to be diving into. Now, next week, we're going to go hardcore into blogging. I'm just, spoiler alert, we're getting into blogging. And we've got some very cool insights in terms of how to optimize to win the game of AI search. Today, it's more of an inbound strategy. Next week, it's more of the outbound strategy. I'll explain next week's content next week. Today, we find ourselves at what I would argue is what Peter said, like every once in a generation, a Goldilocks moment. We find ourselves at this digital crossroads of search versus ask. It is not search anymore. It is ask. Why? Because old school search on Google is dead. It is over with, at least in the ways we think about it conventionally. Instead, it is so much more convenient for you and for your customer to just ask AI, hey, who should I hire? I'm looking for an agent that does this, boom, 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 boom. And they go ask ChatGPT, they ask Perplexity or whatever their preferred LLM is, and they believe what it says. I have a question on the screen. And I'm asking kind of rhetorically, do people trust AI answers? And the answer is, oh yeah, they do. They eat out of the palm of its hand. It's as if everything it says is gospel truth. They believe all of it. Realtor.com did a survey late last year, found out that already last year, this number's only gone up. It's even more the case than it was last year. Late last year, 82% of Americans are using AI for housing market information. And they're asking AI, whether again it's ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, they are asking AI 3 types of questions or inquiries. They're asking AI questions related to properties. Hey, what neighborhood should I buy in if I'm looking for this kind of something or another? They're asking questions about the process. Hey, should I list and sell my home? this fall or wait until next spring, they're asking questions of AI about who they should hire, the professional. Property inquiries, process inquiries, professional inquiries. When we look here at the data, who is the consumer? What are they asking about? They are asking about all three areas. Now, session 2, which is next week on the 3rd of September, we're going to be diving into property and process inquiries. Today, however, we're looking at professional inquiries. When customers go to AI and say, hey, I need a listing agent. My house has been sitting on the market. It ain't selling. Who do I hire? The way understanding how AI works, how it formulates an answer, and how to ensure that it recommends your name is mission critical. I jokingly call it wingman AI. At the end of the year, it's probable that you're going to look at your sales and think, hey, where did my sales come from this year, to attribute them to different sources. You might be getting referrals, you might be getting GeoFarm, paid leads, portal leads, social media leads, blah, blah, like lots of different sources. My goal is at the end of the year, you start seeing this new lead source that has just opened up for you with blessings of buyers and sellers. And I'm calling it Wingman AI. Why do I call it wing? Because I want AI to talk you up at the party. I want it saying, you got to talk to Sarah. You got to talk to Jim, because they're the agent of choice in this specific area. How do you turn AI into your wingman so that it sends customers who have a high degree of confidence in what it says? And Peter mentioned this. They're like super qualified. They are in a bottom of funnel decision state based upon the way they're talking to AI. I'll talk more about that, but he's spot on. If you look at our Facebook group in the Academy, we asked this question of our members. We have about 3,300 members in our Academy right now, mostly in the US, but all across North America and worldwide. We asked the question, give us the real numbers about deals you're getting from AI search. And you can look at the numbers there. I'll look at Tammy Price. 7 closed, 3 escrows, 4 buyer reps signed, 2 new listing agreements signed, 3 leads, all while she was on a cruise, 2.8 million volume closed, 1.2 million pending. Sounds okay to me. I'm talking about Wingman AI. So today, the question is, how do AI answers work? Before you can win the AI answer, you have to understand the mechanism of AI answers. How do they work? I want to make it really abundantly simple, super easy for you. Here we go. This is ChatGPT. I did a simple prompt. Who's the best realtor in Fort Worth, Texas? That's a pretty broad prompt. And it gave me a summary answer, and then it cites its sources. These are called citations or sources. Every major large language model, and we'll talk about all the big names momentarily, they all cite their sources. Now, think about going back to grade school. You had to do an essay on whatever the assignment was the teacher gave to you, and the teacher said, don't forget to cite your sources. The fancy word is a bibliography, and they make you cite your sources. Well, that's what AI does. So wait a minute, Jason. Are you saying that AI doesn't just answer on its own knowledge? I'm 100% saying that. It uses citations or sources. The terms are interchangeable. These are the web pages AI finds through its own search and then uses to support or explain an answer. Okay, hold the phone for a second. So AI is actually doing the search. Go back to the slide I thought about earlier. Search versus ask. I said then, I'm going to say it again. Search didn't go away. We just outsourced it to AI. AI does the search because it's so much more convenient for it to report back its findings. Get this. In ChatGPT, I'm going to give you some numbers. There are about 1 billion prompts per month, 1 billion users per month in ChatGPT. And of all the prompts they're putting into ChatGPT, oh, magic wizard of Oz, they're just prompting it about everything. About 30% of prompts are searches. They are requests for ChatGPT to conduct a search. Whenever a user types in a prompt that is a search prompt in ChatGPT or in any other LLM, that AI will go through a layer called intent classification, where it's thinking under the hood, hey, what is this user asking me to do? And it determines I have to search the web. And so it searches the web and it brings back search results. You want to know something? The search results are fundamentally Google search results. So ChatGPT is working through a third party called SERP's API that's actually just scraping Google search results. So at the end of the day, the answer, and this is where I'm going with this, the answer that AI gives to your buyers and your sellers is really predicated on whatever it found on the internet through its own search process under the hood. And if you can influence the citations, if you can be in the citations, you win the game of AI search. That's what we're going after. Now, a couple of notes. If you do searches as if you're testing, pretending that you're a buyer or a seller, and you say, who's the best agent in my market, and those types of prompts, you're going to see probably a bunch of these websites in the citations. Fast Expert, Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, Homes, Real Trends, US News, List with Clever sometimes, HomeLight, Yelp, especially their 10 best pages, local websites, maybe there's some kind of a local news website or a local journal kind of a website, and then in all caps, your website. Your website. Now, more on that next week. Next week, we're going to get into it a little bit today. Next week, we're going to get into big time your website, your Sierra Interactive website, and what that means to your AI visibility and winning these inbound organic leads from AI search. Now, a lot of you are like, man, this is so narrow and limited. Once AI recommends an agent, it's only going to ever recommend that agent. Not true. Another layer of understanding to understand how does AI search work is that AI search is non-deterministic. There's deterministic, where it's always the same thing, versus non-deterministic. Google search results are deterministic in nature. What that means is if I type in a search, Google is going to empirically rank the search results based upon whoever is the most optimized, the most relevant for that citation, for that search. It will be the same for everybody, barring their own preferences. What I mean to say is deterministic, like Google search, is algorithmic. It's going to follow a recipe and it's going to come out the same way every time. A spreadsheet is deterministic. 1 + 2 = 3. It's always the same answer. AI search is non-deterministic. You can ask the same question twice, get two slightly different answers. You cannot fully predict what a generative AI like ChatGPT is going to say. What you're aiming for is what's called the citation share. It's like a market share. You want to get as many of the citations for specific intent prompts as possible. Now, what platforms are your buyers and your sellers asking for recommendations on? The answer is all of them. ChatGPT, Google. Mark my words, Google is not a search engine anymore like it used to be. It's AI search. Google's LLM is called Gemini. Perplexity, Claude, Grok. These are your big players in the AI space. But the three we're going to really hone in on are right here. It's really Chat and Google. And I included Gemini just because Gemini is owned by Google and powers Google. So they're kind of one and the same. If you're looking at Google, we all know what Chat is, and we're going to talk about Chat. But if you're looking at Google, they've got their AI overview and they've got their AI mode. Check this out just for kicks and giggles. If I go to Google, do you realize that the actual search button is gone? I only have an AI mode button. Now, if I hit the return key, I will still get traditional. Like if I say, who's the best realtor in Nashville, TN, where I live. Hit enter, and I get some ads at the very top, but I get my AI overview here. And the AI overview, it's got citations right there, okay? So if I gone into AI mode, then I get the full whammy of all of the citations and it dives into it, but we're really talking about Chat and then Google, because that's where most of your customers are. Some of them are on Claude and some of them are on Perplexity, of course, but most of them are using Chat and Google products. Here's the data. Chat, I already said this, about 1 billion monthly active users. Now, remember, only about 30% of prompts are actually search prompts. Other than that, they're like, tell me a story at bedtime kind of prompts. They're not search prompts. AI mode has about the same number of users every month, but AI mode is 100% search. People are searching on AI mode because it's Google. Now, another interesting note before I explain these last two. In the chat, I want you to take a guess for me. How many words is the average regular Google search? How many words is the average regular Google search? Tell me in the chat. Just give me a guess. Can anybody say ChatGPT as quickly as me? Absolutely not. I hold the world record. 5, 15, 12, 6. The answer is 3 to 4. So Tammy, looks like you're the closest. Way to go. At least early on. 3 to 4 words on a Google search. People are like, bring me the cookie. They're just really clear about what they want. What about AI mode? How many words, tell me in the chat, do you think is the average, let's call it a prompt or a search in Google AI mode? How many words? Aaron says 21, 10 to 20, 15. I got some good guesses. The answer is 10 to 11 words. So we go from old school Google, 3 to 4 words, to new school Google AI mode, 10 to 11 words. What is the difference? People are getting more specific. They start realizing, oh my gosh, this is Christmas, this is Santa Claus. I'm going to write my Christmas wish list. What I really want to know, what I really, really want to know is, and they spell it out in 10 to 11 words. Now, what about ChatGPT? How many words is the average search-based prompt in ChatGPT? Let me hear it. Peter says 30, Chad says 15. Keep going up. Joe, you're right. It's a question mark. The answer is 60 plus words. 60 plus words. So we go from 3 to 4 to 10 to 11 to 60 plus words. I saw a stand-up comedian make a joke about this, and it was really spot on. They were like, people are still in a honeymoon phase with ChatGPT where they're like just staying up all night and talking to each other versus they've been married for 40 years to Google. And it's just like a few words and they're really not having a whole, it's just like, I want this thing. There's a romance about ChatGPT, and that's why I'm speculating, but that's why people just confide in what it says. They're in the honeymoon phase right now with ChatGPT. So let's look at the data really fast. Billion users here. The intent is off the charts. 30% of the prompts are search. It's still the moneymaker. But Google, good night. Look at this thing. It's huge. You can't ignore it. 1 billion monthly active users, straight up search, AI search. In AI mode. AI overviews accounts for almost all their traffic because AI overviews show up in over 2/3 of every single regular Google search. So that's still crushing. AI mode cites different sources than AI overviews does. We're going to talk about that. And then Gemini is about 900,000 million monthly active users. So that's huge as well. And this one's going to have a lot longer prompts because they're inside the Gemini app. Where am I going with all this? It's all about how do you win AI search. Today, I'm going to give you 4 solutions. If you look at the screen, 3 of the 4 involve work you do beyond your Sierra Interactive website. And then one of these is really about what you do in your Sierra website. And then next week, it's going to be way all about what you do in your Sierra website. Please make every concerted effort you can to be on next week's call because it really brings all this together. Number 1, if you're taking notes, super, write it down or just roll with me. This whole thing's being recorded. Number 1, AI loves the crowd. I'm talking forums, social videos. AI echoes the recommendation of others, and this is developing. Now, I've got a precarious comment, or it says comments are the new reviews? Question mark. We're going to talk about reviews coming up, but I have made many provocative claims. One of them, it's not really a claim, it's an observation. I have said so many times before, even on webinars with this crew, AI doesn't read reviews. It doesn't see the reviews. Now, that statement is not 100% true anymore, but it's still partially true. Did you know that your Google reviews are invisible to ChatGPT? You see, ChatGPT performs web search. Your Google business profile is not a website. It's a Google map listing. Google does not share its map data with the search engine results that ChatGPT has access to. ChatGPT is restricted from going to that. It does not know. If you ask it how many reviews you have on your Google business profile, it's going to try to look up a blog and see if somebody else mentioned it. It might say you have 14 reviews because somebody blogged about it 9 years ago. AI, in the general sense, doesn't see reviews. In fact, Grok doesn't see your Google reviews. Gemini, we'll talk about Gemini, it does. Perplexity doesn't. Claude doesn't. And what's funny is if you ask ChatGPT if it can see your reviews, it will say, absolutely, I can. And then if you put it to the test, you're going to find out that, no, it can't. Have any of you tried that? because you can ask it and it's going to be like, of course I can do that. But it doesn't actually know. I find that to be just super interesting. Anyways, maybe I'm just a nerd. Let's keep rolling. Check this out. Reddit citations. Reddit citations. AI, specifically Google, loves Reddit. Now we're going to talk about this because Google has a big fat licensing deal with Reddit, but it's looking at Reddit a lot. Now I read this morning. ChatGPT actually just had a big adjustment last week. So Reddit citations across all ChatGPT search citations accounted for 3.86% of all citations. That was like the biggest share. So Reddit citations on chat were like the biggest, most commonly cited link anywhere on any kind of a search anywhere. They dropped last week from 3.86% citation share down to 0.52%, and there's no explanation for why. But none of the other LLMs lost any steam with Reddit. They all love Reddit, especially Google. And something that's interesting is, notice this search here. I was asking for the best realtor in Nashville, and notice the little headshot. This is D. Davis. This is a subreddit for the subreddit of Nashville. And if I look at it, I see her headshot there. Now, if you actually open up that link, this is the subreddit for Nashville, Any Good Real Estate Agents, and somebody named Vicar went in and recommended D. Davis and then put her headshot in there. And Google was like, I love, this is called rich markup. The media, the headshot really went a long way. So the simple idea is, what would happen if, in addition to asking your clients for reviews, you also ask them for Reddit citations, drop your name in a couple of Reddit hats. And it's not just Reddit, it's also Facebook group posts. Look at this. Who's a good realtor in Nashville, Tennessee? AI looks at the comments. So it's not on the post, it's the comments. With Reddit, it's the comments. With Facebook groups, it's the comments. You might be thinking like, well, how do I find out which ones to go after? It's so easy. I have a slide in here, but I'll just show you how to do this. If I go to Google, and I'm going to teach you a little Google trick. I'm going to say realtor recommendations, comma, and I'm going to say Charlotte, NC, comma, and I'm going to say site command. So it's site colon, let's zoom in so you can see this. Site colon reddit.com or site colon facebook.com. You see the syntax here? There's no space, and then I go enter, and there's some ads, but it shows me only links on these domains that say these things. And I can actually see like 110 comments 2 years ago, 30 comments 5 months ago. And all you have to do is like right click. This is looking for public Facebook groups. Right click the link, copy link address, start sending it to your clients and saying, could you drop my name in the hat, please? AI loves those citations. I know we're moving fast. We got a lot more ground to cover. Let's talk about Instagram Reels only for a moment. AI Overviews is loving Instagram Reels. It's not watching your videos. It's actually reading the captions. So we're telling our members, drop in keywords in the captions of your Instagram Reels that position you to win AI searches. So what are the searches you want to win? Looking for the best realtor in Milwaukee. I need a listing agent for Milwaukee. What do you want to be known by, and ensure you're integrating those keywords in the captions of your Instagram Reels. Let's talk about YouTube. The only website that earns more citations across all searches everywhere than Reddit is in fact YouTube. And guess who loves YouTube the most? Google, because Google owns them. What you should do, but it's not watching the videos necessarily. And I'll extend this thought. All of the LLMs enjoy Google. Only Gemini can read the transcript. So Google can read your YouTube transcripts. Gemini can read your YouTube transcripts. Perplexity can't, ChatGPT can't, Claude can't. They're not reading the transcripts, not by default. So if you say something in a video that makes your video citable as a source for a particular topic, none of the AIs are going to know that outside of Google unless it's unless those keywords and that information is in the title and description of the video. We tell our members, whatever question your video answers, provide a summary of that answer in the description so that AI sees this as a rich, high quality source to answer the question. All AI is doing is cheating on your test. Like somebody asks a question, It thinks, let's go find the answer. It does a web search. It finds your content. It's like, ooh, that answer looks really good. And it uses that answer verbatim. This is the goal. And by the way, by using that answer verbatim, it cites you as the citation. This is all about winning those professional inquiries. Now, next week, it's going to be a little bit different. Remember, I showed you the 3 Ps: property, process, professional. We're talking right now about what happens when customers ask for recommendations of agents, professional inquiries. Next week, I'm getting into questions about buying and selling, local questions, a much broader net to be cast. And we're going to be talking about blogging as the mechanism for delivering that. Anyways, I digress. Let's keep moving. Your YouTube videos make a big difference. In the slides, I have linked to a free resource. This is unlocked for you in the Academy. It just gives you a bunch of videos that you should probably make. When you get my slides, you can just click on it and it opens it up, and it's a resource in the Academy. A couple more things to point out for you in the Academy. I just want you to see these. We do have some other resources that, let me move me over here from Zoom. If you search for Instagram, let's actually search Reel. I think it was Reel. It was which one did sorry, I'm having a little moment. I'm trying to remember what I called it. Caption catchphrase, that's what it was. We have a tool called a caption catchphrase generator. This helps you integrate keywords into your Instagram Reels. We also made a tool for semantic Google Reviews GPT. This one's going to help your clients write Google reviews for you. It's actually a custom GPT you make in your ChatGPT that you send to your clients, and it helps them structure their reviews so they're richer and more full of substance to get you better visibility in AI search. A lot of cool tools all about AI search inside of AIM for our members there. And this tool is unlocked for everybody when you get my slides. Number 2, follow the money. We're talking best practices for winning AI search. Number 2 is follow the money. Reddit, Yelp, and more are selling their data to AI for mega millions, maybe billions. I already mentioned it. Yelp's got a big fat licensing deal with Google. I'm sorry, not Yelp. Reddit has a big fat licensing deal with Google. So Google especially loves Reddit. With the exception of ChatGPT's little fluke over the past week, they all love Reddit, but nonetheless, Google especially loves Reddit. And probably the bigger elephant in the room is actually Yelp. So ChatGPT cut a big deal with Yelp earlier this year, and Yelp citations are in what's called a map pack inside of ChatGPT. You should be aware of this. So like for kicks and giggles, if I go to chat and I'm like, who's the best real estate agent to hire to sell a house that's been on market with no offers, need a new agent? I'm going to say Brentwood TN, okay? It's going to do it. It's going to interpret what is this user asking me, and then it's going to do nothing. Let's refresh. I had a little bit of a fluke there. Come on, chat. Oh, I'm in work. Silly me. Forgive me. I was in work. I need to be in chat. Okay? My bad. Let's do it again. It's going to do a search. Under the hood, it's doing what's called agentic search, and there it is. Kaboom. In the very tippy top, you've got your map pack from Yelp. If I look at the names, I can click on these names. They actually link to Yelp. Now Lisa's does not. It could not find Lisa's, but she was ranking in Zillow. Same with Josh Anderson. But look at Alex Helton. I mean, it's loving Yelp. This is not people who pay for Yelp. This is people who are getting reviews on Yelp. My advice is go update your profile on Yelp. Try to get some reviews on Yelp. I know everybody hates Yelp because Yelp's just kind of the worst, but think about it. The top reviewed agent on Yelp in your market probably has 9 reviews. So if you put just a little bit of effort into getting Yelp reviews, you could crush it with Yelp. I would tell you, this is one to focus on because almost every search is this way. Let me just give you one more demonstration. I'm going to go to an incognito ChatGPT. So now I'm logged out. We know 95% of ChatGPT users don't pay. So if I put the same prompt in here, look at this. Doug, you're right. Yelp. So how do you get the reviews? You have to ask your customers, How many of you have ever left a review for any business on Yelp ever and you focus on those people? Because if a customer has left a review for, say, a restaurant and that review didn't get filtered out, then Yelp is way more likely to trust that their review of you is legit. So rather than asking everybody, you got to ask strategically on Yelp. Here's my map pack again on Yelp. It's just, I'm stressing how important it is. The answers are non-deterministic, they're different. There's even a new term that's emerging called persona stacking, where we're starting to look at different answers, different questions have an influence on who's optimized and who's not. Like, is it a casual shopper or a ready to go serious shopper? Because ChatGPT searches differently based upon the intent of the prompt. How optimized are you? You just got to get your customers talking about you on these review platforms. Let's keep rolling, because I'm not even halfway through and I'm almost out of time. Number 3, the wall comes down. AI couldn't read your reviews. Now Google can and definitely does. I made mention of this, that Google reviews are this walled garden and none of the LLMs can get to them except for Google, which includes Gemini. So earlier this year, Google at their big I/O event, they revealed that Gemini, which is their LLM, now has full access to Google's entire knowledge graph. What does that mean? It means all of their web search results and all of their map data. So guess who can read your reviews? AI mode reads your reviews, and it definitely does. So where am I going with this? Because you're like, okay, Jason just talked about Yelp. He talked about Google, which, by the way, I don't think my screen was sharing. In case you didn't see that, let me go back a couple of slides. Let's just do that really quick. I was showing you it's a walled garden at Google. They talked about it at their I/O event. Here we are, we're caught up. This is an AI mode search, and it's actually pulling in Google Business Profiles. It's reading your reviews. So I've talked about quite a number of things. I've talked about getting reviews on Google, getting reviews on Yelp, getting comments on Reddit, optimizing captions on Instagram Reels, and on YouTube descriptions. 5 moves. Do you have to do all of them? No, because you're a human and you have limited time, but I am sharing with you where are the strategic opportunities for you to kind of go up a level and have more optimization for your brand and your business. You pick and choose, but that's what's on the table right now. Okay, drop a 1 if you're getting value on this in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're getting value. Good. Then I shall deliver more value, or attempt it at least. Let's keep going. I love this quote. This is Al Rise. He wrote the book, The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. He wrote the book, Positioning, The Battle for the Mind. This guy's a marketing icon. He said, people don't buy the best product. They buy the product they're most certain is the best. I'll rephrase that differently. AI doesn't recommend the best agent. It recommends the agent it is most certain is the best. I'm willing to bet you that you have done searches on ChatGPT and you're like, this is wrong. She doesn't sell in this area. Guess who doesn't know that? The buyer or seller prompting ChatGPT and literally believing every word it says. It will become self-fulfilling truth. Because AI says they're the best, they will start getting clients. And unless those clients give them horrible reviews, they will sell in your marketplace. You must optimize to win AI search. This is a game of perception. Whichever agent is best optimized to win the citation wins the client. That's the game of AI search. All right, moving on. Let's talk about one more. So these first 3, just if I could do some summary on these. The AI loves the crowd, follow the money, the wall comes down. I'm gonna give you the list again. We talked about comments on Reddit threads. They're called subreddits. I mentioned Facebook groups, but Reddit's way more important. So getting your clients to drop your name in the hat on Reddit. If they can actually include a picture of you, that gives extra ammunition to Google to want to cite you. We talked about, and this one's really important, Yelp. I know we hate Yelp. I know Yelp thinks that Yelp is like your 5th grade teacher. They just assume that you are breaking the rules and you're up to no good. And so if a customer praises you, Yelp thinks they must have been coerced into reviewing you. But if a customer literally hates on you, Then Yelp's like, there's a little bit of truth. And so they're so biased. I know it, you know it, but it is what it is. Notwithstanding, Yelp's got so many big fat data licensing deals. Yelp doesn't have a deal with just ChatGPT. If you're talking to Siri or Alexa, you're still getting Yelp in the answers because Yelp licenses its data with all these major aggregators, and it is the basis of the answer recommendation. And that map pack integration inside of ChatGPT is unassailably important. You got to figure out a way to get through Yelp. My best advice is ask your customers, where do you like to review businesses? And if they ever say to you they've done it on Yelp, if anybody ever says, I have successfully reviewed the French fries at In-N-Out on Yelp, whatever they say, sink your teeth into them and do not give up until you get a review from them on Yelp. Because the probability that their review sticks when there's a history of reviews is just way greater. We talked about Reddit. We talked about Yelp. Instagram is easy. Just integrate some keywords that are going to give you visibility for the prompts and searches you care the most about in your caption. And then YouTube, it's all about the description and title and answering the question. Think about how AI search works. User types question into AI. AI under the hood quickly, like I almost picture a student taking an exam and they've got an earpiece in and they're talking to somebody who's got all the notes and they're like, the question says, and they like read the question out really quietly so the professor doesn't hear them. And then they're hearing and then they give the answer and the professor's like, you did it again. You're just a genius. That is AI search in a nutshell. Only we want it to cheat on our test. The way it works is customers ask questions. AI does search looking for answers to those questions. Ergo, if you articulate it as a question and an answer, AI is like, easy way to cheat. I'm going with this one. It's just a pretty simple game. It's primitive. Now, if the customer knew that's what was happening, it would be like a professor saying, you're just a cheat, you're a fraud. But the customer doesn't know. The customer's not paying attention to that. And that's why what Peter said is so true. This is like a generational opportunity. This is a Goldilocks moment in time to optimize for AI search because this will get standardized. It is already, like you look at the Yelp deals, the Reddit deals, it is getting standardized. But the moment where you can still have massive influence, I said this, I think a year ago. I said the internet hasn't been as impressionable as it is today since Google first came out because it's a big fat game and you can play the game. I'm teaching you how to play the game. Okay, moving on. This one here, so we talked about reviews on Google. They matter, especially for Google searches. Reviews on Yelp, they matter, especially for ChatGPT. Reddit comments matter across the board. Reddit's a really good way to get visibility, especially if you're a newer agent or don't have a huge transaction count. I want to talk, though, about your website. Publishing what I call proof pages. These could come in the form of blogs, articles, or pages that AI sees and recommends. Now, remember, AI doesn't see everybody's website. It just doesn't. It does see yours. And the reason it sees yours is because Sierra Interactive made strategic moves to ensure that your websites are visible in AI search. Quick little sidebar. ChatGPT has 2 web search tools. Well, they've got more than 2, but there's 2 major tools. They have what's called query and they have what's called open. Query, open. So whenever a user types a prompt into ChatGPT, under the hood, ChatGPT's AI agent reasons and thinks, what is this person asking me to do and what do I do next to respond? And so chat infers, oh, I need to search the web. So it uses its query tool. Query tool looks at the Google search results pages. So remember, ChatGPT has this third-party partnership with SERPs API. SERPs stands for Search Engine Results Pages. Think about Google search results. SERPs scrapes Google, gives those search results to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT can look at all the links and decide, do I want to open any of these links? And then it uses its other tool, open. Some website providers they work with one tool, but not all the tools. Your website provider has been making moves to work with all the different AI search tools, whether it's the search query tool, the search open tool, the search click, the search crawl. It matters. AI visibility is not as simple as this website's visible and this one's not. It's really a question of how visible or how invisible is it, and that's based upon what measures has the platform taken to optimize for AI search. I don't know if any of that made any sense. I just mean to say your website matters so much, because if you do all this work and you publish web pages on a website that AI can't see, it's all for absolutely nothing. Not the case here. Proof pages. They use words like best, top, and verses. AI loves a good list, makes it easy to cheat. So imagine publishing a page on your website, and we're going to talk more about this next week, but it's like why Nashville home sellers recommend ABC Realty based upon 300 plus verified reviews. Now, you're going to obviously adapt it for your name, your market, your business, however many reviews you have. Think about this. ChatGPT can't read your reviews. That doesn't mean it doesn't want to know you're the most reviewed. Because by saying you've got 300 plus verified reviews or 12 plus, whatever the number is, you are actually giving a data point to ChatGPT to reinforce your authoritativeness to be the recommendation if the customer is asking for who they should hire, right? So you're effectively saying, hey, look, cheat on my test. The answer's right here. It's me. And you're turning AI into your wingman. Now, next week, we're going to talk more about how to get AI to write the copy for you. What are the pieces and structure of a page so it's best optimized? But for today, I just want to open up your thinking. Like, what if I had a web page or a blog or something that was like, why Nashville home sellers recommend me ABC Realty based upon 300 plus verified reviews? Or the top 10 qualities Nashville sellers should look for in a real estate listing agent. Well, how do I know, Jason, what the top 10 qualities are? Easy. You make it up and you declare them as the top 10 qualities, and it becomes reality. It's speaking your will and turning will into reality. I would advise, go look at your reviews and hey, what are the top 10 things that your clients always brag about with you? And lo and behold, you've now created your list, and you can actually cite reviews inside the blog or on the web page where that review context is now in there as evidence about why you possess those top 10 qualities, ergo you're winning. Another little nuance of these pages. So rather than overtly saying, pick me, I'm over here, call me for all your real estate needs, 555-5555. Rather than just saying, pick me, I'm the best, this is a little bit more meta than that. Because we understand that AI search is going to try to articulate an answer and give advice and direction. So if you can answer questions that talk more about how to choose a top realtor to list and sell your home in Nashville, and then you insert yourself as the obvious answer inside of this, but the framing, it's almost like a Trojan horse. If you think about the old story of the Trojan horse, it sneaks into the enemy's wall, the city, past the city walls, and then infiltrates. This is a Trojan horse because it recommends you, but it's packaged in this beautiful wrapper that seems so altruistic. I'm going to give you information, ChatGPT, that helps you answer the question through a consultative filter of telling the customer how to choose a real estate agent. And by the way, it's going to absolutely recommend me through this logic. One of our members, Sandra Pike, she does this all the time. Her last 7 listing appointments were all because they found these pages on her website, and these website pages got cited in the citations of all the different AI tools, and she's winning clients. She's having the best year of her career despite the fact that the market is hard. While everybody else is struggling, she's winning. Y'all, if you're dealing with a marketplace where it feels like you are fighting for every inch, you need to take what I'm saying seriously. This is basically zero cost, and the results are astounding. One more question for you here. How many services do you provide? And I'm willing to bet you're like 2. Buyers, sellers. That's not the world we live in today. We live in a world of specialization. So what I want you to imagine is all the sub-services that you offer. Do you offer services that are more geared toward expireds or luxury or military or concierge like staging and things like that? Move ups, right sizing, first time home buyers, first time home sellers. Is confidentiality an important specialty of yours? Well, duh, Jason, yeah. Do you think ChatGPT knows that it is unless you supply the content? Like you are creating demand for your services by supplying the content that frames it through that lens in that light. Negotiation skill. Well, am I really going to say I'm the best negotiator? No. You're going to offer reviews where your clients do the work for you, and AI infers you must be really good at negotiation. You must be really good at marketing. There is such an opportunity to specialize, and you also have to consider that phrase I mentioned earlier today, which was persona stacking. Prompts vary. Some customers are casually shopping for an agent, others are asking really serious, bottom of funnel, high intent questions. How optimized are you to win those? I've unlocked another resource for you. This one's in the Academy. It's 23 specialization pages for AI answer engines. What it's going to help you do is craft and write the content for all 23 that you will then put as new pages or blogs or whatever you want on your Sierra website. This has been unlocked for free. When you click the link, it'll open up for you. If you're already a member of the Academy, super, it's in there along with everything else we do. Here's the reality check. AI and real estate both. We know that real estate's a know you, like you, trust you business. Always has been, always will be. I know you, I like you, I trust you, I hire you. The question you have to wrestle with right now today is, okay, does AI know you, like you, trust you? Because if it doesn't, you're absent from the answer. And if you aren't winning citations, if you aren't getting in the answer, you are going to get lost in the shuffle. More and more customers are confiding in AI search. Modern SEO is AEO, meaning answer engine optimization. And the work you do here, what I've given you today is mostly what's called off-page work, meaning it's off your website, on all your profiles, directories, other platforms. Next week, we're going to shift the focus on what are you doing on your website? How do you take the off-page and the on-page, put them together so you're the ultimate force of AI citations in your marketplace and you are winning customers? What's it going to be like if you can look back and you're like, my gosh, I got 18 sales this year that the fish literally jumped in my net, all from AI search, all because you optimized and positioned yourself to get recommended. AI, it's more like a referral. Think about how traditional referrals work. Somebody that a customer trusts, like they ask their mom and dad, who should I hire to sell my house? They trust mom and dad's recommendation. And so there's a high degree of follow through. When mom and dad say hire Nancy, you're going to reach out to Nancy because the source recommended them. So Nancy must be great. ChatGPT is not a lead source. It's a referral source. These are the referrals that you're generating. The conversion, the intent is insane. Now, if you're looking to go deeper on all things AI marketing, I do want to make you aware of some special opportunities. If you head to our website, aimarketingacademy.com, you can create an account. We offer either a monthly or a yearly subscription. And if you use the coupon code Sierra30, it will take 30% off your membership for the monthly plan forever. As long as you're a member, it's 30% off forever. If you choose our yearly plan, you're going to save $1,000 and it takes half off forever and always. So it's Sierra 30 for monthly, Sierra 50 for annual, 30% off, 50% off. Two codes, two ways to save. You can scan that QR code to get to our website. It's aimarketingacademy.com, or just head to the website and join. Now, one other note, I mentioned earlier that we just launched our automations platform. These codes also work if you go here. This is a bundled offer where it's Academy and automations together. If you go to that website right here that you scan the code, the coupon codes are already applied. So you can actually see your savings built in. The website, if you want to go to it directly, is aimarketingacademy.com/bundles/Sierra. I think I linked to it right here. Yeah. aimarketingacademy.com/bundles/Sierra. I'm already logged in, so I can't see it. But if you're not logged in, you're not going to see it. And the discount there, it's 30% off the monthly or 50% off the annual. Right there's your coupon code. And everyone get your phones ready. I have one more QR code for you. If you want to get a copy of these slides and everything we've covered, just scan that QR code right here for me. And this is a form fill, so just scan it, it will load. If a bunch of you are scanning it all at the same time, it might be a little bit slow, so just refresh the page once you've scanned it, but just open up your camera app, scan the QR code, get a copy of the slides. I'll make sure to send the team a copy of the slides too, so that the email with the recording can include the slides for you, because the goal here is take action. There's 3 kinds of inquiries that customers are asking AI. They're asking property, professional, and process inquiries. Today we talked about professional inquiries. Who's the best agent in my marketplace and how do you optimize for that? Next week, we're going to cover the balance, all of it, a well-rounded strategy for answer engine optimization, talking about blogging, talking about your website, specifically geared toward you as a Sierra Interactive customer. It's going to be unique for you. So I definitely want to see you on the webinar next week. And JC, Peter, I'm not sure if you're still on, but if you are and have any parting words, now would be a good time.
Hello
Hey,
there.
JC.
Thank you so much, Jason. That was amazing.
You're too
Just
kind.
the best content as always. And like Jason said, we are so excited for next week. And everybody on this webinar is already registered for the webinar next week. So no need to re-register. You'll be getting information in that in your inbox. And I will also include it in the email that goes out after this with the recording and Jason's slides. So Jason, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was amazing. I know
Can I
we were
tease them on something?
Yes, go right ahead.
So we at AI Marketing Academy have been working with Peter and the team at Sierra to build something together that I think y'all are going to like a lot.
Yes.
We're going to show it to you next week. It's going to be fun.
Yes. Yes, we are so excited about it. So you
Yeah.
guys make sure you're attending. It's next Thursday at 2:00 Eastern. Again, get it on your calendar if it's not already there, and we will see everybody there. But in the meantime, check your email later today. We'll get the webinar out. And Jason, thank you so much for just coming, spending time, investing in our audience. Our clients love you. We love you. And we always learn so much from you. Like I'm over here furiously taking notes, right? As the marketing director at Sierra, trying to figure out how we can implement some of this in Sierra's brand marketing, because we just learned so much from you. So thank you so much again.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.